One that needs prayer or would share a blessing? Yes, sir. Okay. Mr. Simmons, do our prayer.
Shall we pray? Father, Son, we come thanking you for all that you do and all that you have done and will do for us. We thank you for the blessing that you bestow upon the MDOT family. We thank you for taking care and protecting our workers as they go out and do the work that they do on a daily basis. And then, Father, we pay a special prayer for Miss Judy and Miss Christie and ask that you bless them and keep them and show them the way and just cause them to understand that you are there with them regardless to the situation that they may be facing. We thank you for the leadership of this organization. Thank you for the commissioner and all the work that we do. We ask that you bless us and keep us safe as we move forward. Thank you. And we ask all these blessings in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Commissioner. Hey, we have any guests we need to recognize today? Okay, need a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So move.
Motion's been made. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Reconstruction, Kobe.
Morning.
Good morning.
Number 2, authorize the executive director to approve the listed preliminary engineering utility agreements. Number 3, authorize the executive director to approve the listed utility agreements. Number 4, authorize the executive director to execute work assignment number 2 under the professional surveying services master contract with Stantec Consulting Services to prepare a property map and conduct a topographical survey for US 61 from the US 61 US 82 interchange in Leland to State Route 438 in Arcola for the listed project numbers in Washington County. The amount of the work assignment will not exceed $274,157.71. Number 5, authorize the executive director to execute supplemental agreement number 3, effective September 6, 2023, to work assignment number 6 under the roadway design master contract with Michael Baker International to provide revisions to the Phase B final construction plans for I-55 from just north of the MS-24 interchange to just north of US 98 in Summit, based upon the results of the value engineering study under listed project numbers in Pike County. The amount of the supplemental agreement will not exceed $112,948.28 for a revised total contract amount of $1,396,493.63. Number 6, authorize the executive director to execute work assignment number 4 under the hydraulic engineering services master contract with Neil Schaefer to provide Phase A bridge hydraulic design and recommendations for the replacement of the listed bridge on State Route 313 under the listed project numbers in Marshall County. The amount of the work assignment will not exceed $110,292.14. Number 7, authorize the executive director to execute work assignment number 2 under the roadway design master contract with Volkert to provide Phase B roadway and lighting final construction plans for the design of a roundabout at the intersection of State Route 15 and State Route 16 under the listed project numbers in Neshoba County. The amount of the work assignment will not exceed $153,581.80. Number 8, authorize the executive director to execute work assignment number 1 under the roadway design services master contract with Mendrop Engineering Resources to provide Phase A field inspection plans and Phase B final construction plans for the bridge repairs on the listed bridges over the Sunflower River on US 49 West under the listed project numbers in Sunflower County. The amount of the work assignment will not exceed $126,293.09.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question?
You have a question?
Yes.
Commissioner?
Could you, and this is, I guess, kind of for the public, I'm looking at item number 7, I believe it is. Roundabout? No, 6. Could you just elaborate a little bit on, because we're doing more and more of those, and they seem to be doing a fantastic job of preventing accidents. So it's a safety piece, but I get a lot of questions from the public because they are not kind of patient and or it's a new adjustment for them in their driving. So you just kind of elaborate a little bit on the safety aspect of those kinds of projects.
I think Jim would love to elaborate on that for you.
Thanks for telling us after it's already out. We appreciate it.
Thank the two of you for that. And again, I think they are very good projects. One down in Jefferson County, we get a lot of comments. As initially, it was pushback on it, but after it was put in place, they began to appreciate the J-turn and all of that. So it's just good to know that we're putting something out to the public so that the public get a better understanding as to why we're doing it and allow them to adjust their driving skills, so to speak. Okay.
While we're on that subject, I've never been a hater or a lover of roundabouts, but I've come to appreciate them more as the demands on our traffic lights, get unreasonable. People don't mind a green light, but they don't want a red light for more than 15 seconds. And the roundabout certainly helps in that regard. And personal preference is the bigger the roundabout, better. And if we can have right turn ramps that don't enter into the circle, that's even better. But I think it's been successful, and it is an adjustment. So anything we can do to help the traveling public that is not used to them to adjust to them, I think is a good effort.
Well, change, people fear change. So I think to look at the city of Oxford. My goodness, every interchange you got one. So they're safer than signal lights, right? So, I mean, it's proven. Okay, any more questions? Hearing none. Let's see. Operations, Jim.
Morning.
Morning.
Number 9, authorize the executive director to adopt amendments to the 2023 through 2026 statewide transportation improvement program. Number 10, authorize the executive director to execute supplemental agreement number 1 to the professional services contract with Michael Baker to modify the Phase B friction testing services in 2024 through the 2021 through 2024 pavement condition survey and HPMS data collection project statewide. The maximum not to exceed amount of the contract will remain unchanged. Number 11, approval of the 3-year plan of projects beginning October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2026. The needs analysis and list of projects being less than 10 miles in length as shown in attachment A.
On number 10, what is the maximum amount?
The maximum amount is $5,679,516.22.
Question.
All right. On number 11, 3-year plan, just wanted to give whoever needs all the credit. And I know there's a lot of people that need to share it. So Executive Director White can at the top, but all the way down, anybody involved in that 3-year plan, it's been good to watch it improve from year to year. There's a lot going on in it. I get a question every time I look at it. Matter of fact, as we were going through the agenda and I was looking at it, I get questions even today because there's so much going on and it's such valuable information, but it's definitely an improved product every year, and I appreciate the hard work that goes into it.
Thanks, sir.
Okay. Mr. Simmons.
I would echo what the commissioner just said, and it is a good tool for planning and looking at where we are and where we're going. It also helps me in communicating to constituents, but also to the legislators. So it is a great piece, and thank you all so much.
Thank you. Field operation, Billy. Good
Morning.
Number 12, authorize the executive director to execute a memorandum of agreement between the Mississippi Transportation Commission and the city of Hernando for the construction of a roundabout at US 51 and West Oak Grove Road. Number 13, authorize the executive director to execute and adopt an interchange agreement between the Mississippi Transportation Commission and the city of Crystal Springs to improve the aesthetic beauty on MDOT right-of-way along I-55 at exit 72, including mowing, litter removal, and installation and maintenance of landscaping at the State Route 27 interchange in Copiah County. Number 14, authorize the acceptance of $12,401.60 from Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance Company on behalf of Benny Smith and Betty Smith as full settlement of damage to an electrical box on State Route 18 westbound at Spring Ridge Road in Hinds County for the listed project number, and authorize the executive director to execute the necessary release or other appropriate settlement documents. Number 15, authorize the acceptance of $3,256 from Serva Inc. on behalf of Christopher Singletary and Allied Van Lines as full settlement of damage to the median cable barrier on I-22, approximately 1.5 miles west of the Fawn Grove Road intersection in Itawamba County, for the listed project number, and authorize the executive director to execute the necessary release or other appropriate settlement documents. Number 16, authorize the executive director to execute a memorandum of understanding between the Mississippi Transportation Commission and the listed local agency for participation in the inmate litter program at a cost not to exceed $50,000 per year. Number 17, authorize the executive director to execute the following work assignments for the Environmental Compliance Assurance Program for Maintenance Forces Master Contract for fiscal year 2024 and 2025. Number 18, authorize the executive director to execute Class 3 Supplemental Agreement Number 3 with Key LLC on the listed project in Lauderdale County. This project provides for improvements to I-59, I-20 through the city limits of Meridian. This agreement adds pay items necessary to repair the existing bridge deck at 65th Avenue. This is necessary due to spalled areas that appeared on the existing bridge deck once bridge widening construction was completed. The cost of this agreement is $172,094.47 for a revised total of $25,111,244.53. In addition, 111 calendar days will be added for a revised completion date of November 10th, 2023. Number 19, authorize the executive director to execute Class 3 Supplemental Agreement Number 2 with Dickerson and Bowen on the listed project in Pike County. This project provides for the mill and overlay of approximately 2 miles of State Route 24 from I-55 to US 51. This agreement adds 13 calendar days. This is necessary due to a delay in receiving traffic signal equipment as a result of material shortages. The completion date will be revised from January 20th, 2023 to February 2nd, 2023. There is no additional cost associated with this agreement. Number 20, authorize the executive director to execute Class 3 Supplemental Agreement Number 2 with Staybill Grading on the listed project in Webster County. This project provides for bridge replacements on State Route 182 at White Creek Canal and Little Black Creek. This agreement adds 10 calendar days. This is necessary due to a plan discrepancy regarding the length of the proposed box bridge, which required the contractor to have additional reinforcing steel delivered to the project. The milestone completion date will be revised from December 10th, 2023 to December 10th, 2023. The final completion date will be revised to November 11th, 2024. There's no additional cost associated with this agreement.
Mr. Simmons has a question.
Thank you. My question is related to item number 13. And let me first say that that project is really causing that system there, 2755, to be better, safe, visibility and everything. My question though is, I see a lot of our existing highways where trees become a problem in a lot of different ways. some because of roots and some because they grew up and just have a problem with visibility. Have we had a change in our policy? Because we're now getting ready to get into capacity projects. So we building new structures. A change in policies as to where and how we position a latitude to be positioned so that they don't have as much negative impact on the system as what I'm seeing from the past.
Yes, sir. Before they're able to put this landscaping in, they'll have to submit their plan to us, and we do have a list of plants and trees that are acceptable, that don't get too big and cause problems, that our roadside management program uses. So they will submit their permit and their plan, and we'll make sure it meets all our requirements before they install.
Thank you.
I have a question on 17C.
Yes, sir.
Where will the work be performed?
This
What
is it.
project are we talking about? All I have is a number, and I would appreciate maybe in parentheses, put the project number or the name of the project, or where the work will be seen, or what county, or whatever.
Yes, sir. These work assignments are, each one is for 2 districts, and they will visit every MDOT facility in those districts and do a thorough inspection to make sure that we're staying in compliance with all environmental regulations. So, they go and make sure the mechanics are disposing of the waste oil and storing chemicals, and all of that type thing is in compliance. Our stormwater runoff is in compliance.
Okay. See, I didn't know, the number didn't tell me anything.
On that same line, that's a lot of money. You don't have to do it today, but kind of give us an idea of the scope of what they're doing. And I mean, obviously, they're not just driving around taking a quick look, because it's
Now, they come in-
$300,000 each times 3. So
They come in and they perform the inspections at every facility. They also go to each district every year and perform training for our personnel on handling chemicals and other things, fuel, all those types of things. They keep all of our material safety data sheets up in a binder, and so that anybody that comes in from DEQ or EPA.
So once a year inspection and then continuous training.
Correct. And then they also can perform additional services. I believe this year on the one in District 2, they've got some old chemicals that need to be disposed of, and they're going to help us make sure that those get disposed of properly.
See, that 342,000, that lets us know where the money's going and the
Yes, sir.
reason. That was a good explanation. Thank you. Okay. LPA, Lee,
Good morning.
good morning.
Number 21, authorize the executive director to execute a memorandum of agreement between the commission and a listed local public agency in order to establish the responsibilities for the development of the following project. CDD Iberville. Number 22, authorize the executive director to execute a replacement memorandum of agreement between the commission and the listed local public agency in order to establish the responsibilities for the development of the following project. Smith County Board of Supervisors. Number 23, authorize the executive director to concur in LPA supplemental agreement number 2 with Double S on the listed project in Atala County. This project provides for the construction of dedicated bicycle lanes along South Huntington Street from Mississippi Highway 35 to just south of Gilliland Street. This agreement adds 31 working days. This is necessary due to unsuitable material encountered and utility delays to the construction of the project. The contract time will be revised from 127 working days to 158 working days. There is no additional cost associated with this agreement. Number 24, authorize the executive director to concur in LPA supplemental agreement number 1 with Colony Construction LLC on the listed project in Forest County. This project provides for the construction of a roundabout and pedestrian improvements at the intersection of Hall Avenue, James Street, and Bay Street. This agreement adds 45 working days. This is necessary due to a schedule modification in order to prevent damage to the roundabout and adjacent structures while adjoining projects were being constructed. The contract time will be revised from 139 working days to 184 working days. There is no additional cost associated with this agreement. Number 25, authorize the executive director to concur in LPA supplemental agreement number 1 with Landmark Contracting on the listed project in Hancock County. This project provides for the repairs of Beach Boulevard from Lakeshore Road to Scenic Overlook. This agreement adds 15 working days. This is necessary due to a railing design change that will require additional foreman time. This contract time will be revised from 60 working days to 75 working days. There is no additional cost associated with this agreement. Number 26, authorize the executive director to concur in LPA supplemental agreement number 1 with Gulf Breeze Construction on the listed project in Jackson County. This project provides for the improvements along Martin Bluff Road from Gaucher Van Cleve Road to the I-10 frontage road. This agreement adds 101 working days. This is necessary due to additional drainage design modifications that were needed to construct the project. Contract time will be revised from 208 working days to 309 working days. There is no additional cost associated with this agreement. Number 27, upon the receipt of all necessary documentation from the local public agency, request concurrence with the listed LPA recommendation to award the construction bid on the following projects: City of Meridian, University of Southern Mississippi, George County Board of Supervisors, Madison County Board of Supervisors, City of Brandon.
Commissioner has a question.
Looking on number 27, it's funded through the FLAP. How is it FLAP money allocated, or is it?
The FLAP money?
Yeah.
So the FLAP program is, it's every 2 or 3 year cycle, depending on the funding level that's handed down from DC. Applications are submitted and it goes through a similar process to our TA selection.
Every 2 years, they give us a block of whatever.
It's 2 or 4 years. There's a certain interval.
Thank you.
I have a question, and I'm not complaining that my question is, we extend a job 100 days and there's no money involved.
Yes, sir.
Or it doesn't, so that's kind of hard to take or hard to believe.
For the particular project in question, I think there would probably be impending litigation to work through the financial side of it. This is an effort to try to move the project along with minimizing any impacts to damages on the project.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Information system. Ben. All right. Sorry.
Good morning. I'm Christy Berry here for Information
You
Systems.
look a lot better than Ben, let me tell you.
Thank you.
Morning.
Recommend concurrence with the Mississippi Department of Information Technology Services to award the following: A, Riker Instrument Company Incorporated for Curve Advisory Reporting Services Aftercare Maintenance for a 2-year term ending September 30th, 2025 at a total amount not to exceed $78,500 for Traffic Engineering Division. ITS has certified that Riker Instrument Company, Inc. is the sole provider of the solution presented in this procurement. B, Revolution Data Systems, LLC for maintenance and support of Application Extender Document Manager for a 3-year term ending September 30th, 2026 at a total amount not to exceed $115,902.48 for Information Systems Division. This procurement was competitively bid by ITS as a contracting agent for MDOT.
Thank you. Administrative Services, Barton.
Morning.
Morning.
Number 29, ratify and approve the payment of the accounts payable in the amount of $125,461,464.91 for the periods of September 30th and September 27th of 2023. Number 30, approve the payroll docket for the period of September 16th through September 30th of 2023, not to exceed the sum of $5 million plus statutory withholding, state match, fringe, and employee authorized deductions. Number 31, ratify and approve the commissioners and executive directors' salaries and expenses for an aggregate amount of $17,871.93 plus statutory withholding, state match, fringe, and employee authorized deductions for the periods of September 20th and September 27th, 2023. Number 32, authorize the executive director to execute an agreement with Safety Clean Systems, Inc. out of Jackson, Mississippi for parts washer services beginning October 1st of 2023 through September 30th of 2026 for $10,463.66 per year for 7 locations in District 6. Number 33, authorize the executive director to execute 2 separate service agreements with Waste Management of Mississippi, Inc. for solid waste disposal from October 1st, 2023 through September 30th of 2028 for a total not to exceed the amounts below for District 2. And that's going to be for the Carrollton Maintenance Headquarters and the Winona Maintenance Headquarters. Number 34, request the authority to purchase from the following agency contracts as Macomb Diesel out of Magnolia, Mississippi, and Scott Equipment out of Jackson, Mississippi.
Thank you. Legal, Dan Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 35 is to authorize the executive director to execute a first amendment to the numbered title contract between the commission and Betty Mallett. This amendment will add the listed project number in Simpson County, which consists of approximately 8 parcels. The amendment will increase the maximum contract amount from $7,500 to $25,000, inclusive of expenses. The additional project will take approximately 35 billable attorney hours and 30 billable paralegal hours. 36 is to authorize the executive director to execute a third amendment to the title contract between the commission and Kate Patterson. This amendment will add the listed project number in DeSoto County, which consists of approximately 34 parcels. This amendment will increase the maximum contract amount from $52,500 to $128,260, inclusive of expenses. This additional project should take approximately 168 billable attorney hours and approximately 100 billable paralegal hours. 37 is to authorize the executive director to enter into a contract for services with LexisNexis for 1 license for their Accurate service for the period of August 1st, 2023 through July 31st, 2024 for $150.71 per month. The license will be used by the legal division for locating individuals who are subject to damage claims. 38 is to authorize the acceptance of $326 from State Farm Mutual Automobile Insurance Company in full settlement of property damage to a guardrail on US 78 in DeSoto County on the listed project number, and authorize the executive director to execute the necessary release or other appropriate settlement documents. 39 is to authorize the acceptance of $839.93 from Progressive Insurance Company and settlement of property damage to a median cable barrier on I-55 South in Pike County and the listed project number, and authorize the executive director to execute the necessary release and other appropriate settlement documents. 40 is to authorize the executive director to execute an agreement with the city of Pascagoula whereby the maintenance responsibilities for a segment of State Highway 613 will be transferred to the city, and the commission will accept maintenance responsibilities for a segment of Market Street. This agreement will provide the city with the basis to foster economic development in the area adjacent to the Ice House historic property in Pascagoula. Items 41 through 46 are repeats in a sense of items that you approved previously about, I think, in the first meeting in August. We had attempted to execute, to have approved amendments to contracts, but that fell short of the requirements of the State Personnel Board. So these items are to execute new contracts with these lawyers on workers' compensation matters and other matters that are listed. So that, with that explanation, I'll read the items. 41 is to execute contracts for legal services between the commission and Amanda Alexander and her law firm effective September 1st, 2023 through August 31st, 2026 on the listed workers' compensation matters. 42 is to authorize the executive director to enter into contracts for legal services between the commission and Timothy Crawley and his law firm effective September 1, 2023 through August 31, 2026 on the listed workers' compensation matters. 43 is to authorize the executive director to enter into contracts for legal services between the commission and Michael D'Antonio and the law firm of Purdy and Metz effective September 1, 2023 through August 31, 2026. And these are also for workers' compensation cases. 44 is to authorize the executive director to enter into the following contract for legal services between the commission and Chris Howdeshell, the law firm of Pittman Howdeshell, effective at September 1, 2023 through August 31, 2026. And this litigation is the Bay Point Properties matter. 45 is to enter into, as authorize the executive director to enter into the following legal contract for legal services between the commission and Alan Purdy and the law firm of Purdy and Metz effective September 1, 2023 through August 31, 2026. And this is on the Hill Brothers / Liberty Mutual litigation that we've discussed previously. 46 is to request an executive session to discuss the settlement of a workers' compensation matter as permitted by section 2541(7) of the Mississippi Code.
35 and 36. The amount of the money's more than doubled.
On 35,
And 36.
yes, sir, that is because of the previous project only consisted of, I think, about 3 or 4 parcels, and this one has 8 parcels. So the number of parcels increased, the amount of money increased some as well.
Take that. Question? Okay, before we vote on the agenda, I'd like to see if anyone has anything to share. Brad? Lisa? We just paid 125 million out. What's it look like now? Okay. All right, do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Motion's been made to approve the agenda. All in favor say aye. Aye. Okay,
Close determination for executive session.
okay. Motion been made. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Hey, Jim.